How many of you have used an iPhone or an iPad or another Android device to log on to the internet today or within the past week? If you're anything like me, you do it almost daily. According to a recent article in the Chronicle of Higher Education, over half of today's college student population logged in every day using mobile technology, compared to about 10% of those students doing that in 2008. That shows us an emerging trend of students using mobile technology more and more to access online resources. One of the things that we have to ask ourselves as career services professionals is how do we respond to that emerging trend? At the University of Georgia, we've done that by employing what we call our wherever, whatever, and whenever integrated technology strategy. And that's simply a way to say we want students to be able to access our websites wherever they are, whether they're at home, in school, at their parents' house, whenever they need us, midnight before an interview, or sometime during the day, and with whatever technology they have available to them at any given time. Could be their iPhone, their iPad, their iMac, whatever technology, we want them to be able to access our resources. So at the University of Georgia, we did that in three ways. First, we looked at our existing web infrastructure to see how friendly it was when students were accessing our sites using mobile technology. Now we have two sites. One is our student domain, it's career.uga.edu, and our other is a site specifically designed for employers called hireUGA.com. And we found that we weren't that accommodating when students were accessing our resources via mobile technology. So we eliminated all of the flash video and the flash animation, and we totally redesigned both of those websites to make them very mobile friendly. And the second step in that process is we made sure that we integrated social media into the context of our web infrastructure. We have, of course, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Foursquare badges or icons at the top of our website to try to engage students in those social media activities. For example, our Twitter account is, I believe, the second largest among all career centers nationwide. We tweet 3 or 4 times a day relevant career articles, content, job postings, and things of that nature. And I guess the third part of that strategy was to make sure that students could log on to our certain parts of our website and access them using apps. So we created 2 iPhone apps, one for students and one for employers. And we made sure that the content on those iPhone apps was something that they would need in more of a mobile situation. For example, when they're doing their resume, they typically would be on the web using a laptop or a desktop to create that. However, when they're at a career fair, they wouldn't have access to that information. So we had on our iPhone app built-in career fair tips on how to approach an employer and how to develop an elevator pitch. We also integrated DogLink within the mobile technology, so students can actually use the iPhone app to submit their resume for a job posting or a campus interview. And we took that same approach with our employers. And finally, we wanted to make sure that we also served our non-iPhone users. While about 75% of our student population is accessing our website using iPhone applications, we wanted to make sure that we serve those Android users as well. So we developed what we called a universal mobile web application, which would allow them the same kind of user experience that our iPhone users had. So that's the way that the University of Georgia has responded to this emerging trend of our students and our employer populations accessing our resources using mobile technologies.